Ghana de Shema yen twaso Jume yen twaso Dwadrum Jume na oguso a wo hwe no e Ghana's #1 television station CTV. You from na adwomfa. Now maybe I do know a discussion segment abiyafo aye crowd. You share inema bi no there's a coup attempt in Guinea. The issues are murky. If you say it's a successful coup in Guinea, coup leaders may say they've been successful. The president has been arrested, but the defense ministry say they've been able to repel the attack. But we know, say the president, as we speak, according to the ECOWAS chairman, another Danko Kufuado, he has demanded the release, the unconditional release of the Guinea president. And I think so. One more day, ECOWAS, the warning, Ama, and as a caution, Ama, the coup maker said Guinea must return to constitutional rule immediately, and yes, sir, there will be sanctions that would follow. I don't know if I'm supposed to pass my personal judgment on that, but I know nothing is happening in Kusiaga. There's nothing happening. West Africa, the ECOWAS bloc, the AU bloc is one of the weakest we have. We are not like European Union and the others. But my panelists are in the studio. They will share their thoughts on that particular matter. And I feel so. Edgar Redu has been fighting an issue. Maybe Zane said, what exactly is the issue? We have been told, so according to the National Insurance Commission, accident victims will be paid 6 Ghana cedis, 20 pesos. They be for 1 year as a temporary disability cover. Why is it necessary? Say accident victims ever enjoy that kind of benefit, and why is Edgar Redu fighting that particular issue? What is his interest in that particular issue? I feel we can all support it and make it a national issue. Your WhatsApp number is 0248 283441 0248 283441. Also send your messages sir. The back in Kofi Cranton, a independent presidential aspirant for 2024. Edgar Redu, insurance marketer, social commentator, public speaker extraordinaire. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Anyova
Govi.
Now today.
Govi me honya.
Man oh dai. Oh. Dey opening number. Na de ohu ba sound. Na de me kra me fi here me mo wa hu me kakra. You sanity na de pay for abafi.
Edgar. Yes I ache.
One name system.
Let's say.
Oh well yeah. I don't there. I don't want them my idea. They better not say.
Right.
Na the aka wo no na wahala ne doso.
My main provided some statistics now yem putti the Guinea tenor into proper perspective. Edgar, when he said between 1945 and 2008, we have had approximately 363 successful coup d'etats. Attempted coup plots or alleged coup plots have occurred in Africa. What can attempt, no mama attempt, and then I successful Nina Okamboma 363 in Africa between 1945 and 2008. Now, this figures, I'm told, it further highlights when compared to the world record. And we share other countries within the same period. Only 88 of the 363 African coups, and that's a 24.2%, led to successful transfer of power, compared to 128, which is about 35% in the rest of the world, suggesting that African coups are less likely to succeed. The figures are there, and we have seen since 2008 what has happened in Mali and then Guinea. I can never say West Africa now. We are not too safe. I don't know who wants to start. Kofi, Edgar, whoever. Kofi, my father. Okay, Edgar Kemelia. Edgar Kemelia, my father, Edgar Insurance. Edgar, what follow the Guinea issue? Any other issues?
Well, my main chair, basically, can you say, I don't really like commenting on them because the simple reason is this. Guinea, Mali, to what extent will this my little voice make an impact?
Exactly.
Oh, you want to look at the resources you have and say, it is better for me to spend that time dealing with matters that affect me directly or my country than going to waste all the hours to discuss an issue that it ends nowhere as purely an academic exercise. But you see, there's another problem too. What Kasano you use word be successful. Okay. I'm not a bit, but I'm very uncomfortable with that word successful. Sebio, Udini si Okwaku Kunipa. We Kunipa no, he's been successful in his ideas or whatever. But is it a good thing? Because success, in my view, should relate and attach to good things.
I agree.
I agree. So when you use the word successful coup d'etat, I have a problem with it.
It's a terminology I've used over the period.
Just to because, but you see, it's a Kasani be your honor, can't see a trend because there's the fact is that Okwaku did some money, now I succeeded in some money. No. You may say I succeeded in achieving whatever I wanted to do, but what you did, is it really something worth commending? So So basically, no matter what it is, coup d'etats are things that we needn't encourage. And however, I associate bisa then this are cool in your man, ever.
Exactly.
Okay. Just a few things. Omissions, commissions, actions, inactions, reactions. When authority has been placed into the hands of people, how do they use it? If you use it the right way, you would sign your manual when you're the ember. What you're president? What the enemy say? You are supposed to leapfrog the country. Okay? And there are so many diverse issues that confront you as a leader. And until now, we lieutenant, someone to steer affairs. If somebody is messing up, Nasa will say they be a cataniso. It gives the person that kind of power to continue doing the stupid things that all year. Not a set dodrona su ebufu. Well, Obika say, Mommy, you cannot continue to suppress people all the time because it will get to a time now they will definitely bust. And some human kitty way, and I did some problems here. We have situations where we try as much as possible to avoid or prevent abuse of power. But unfortunately, people who are put into those offices, who should stand, not that they are timorous, or you can say they are timorous, but then because there is so much power in the leader, the leader does as he likes without any question. Obi answering question. It is a idea we a papa nas in the engine one. Because ABI we and send Adam for be business and not BB. So he can just get up and say, Okra we are the cry, may you if you well. I was going to say Yetiwe. Ghana. Obianim say Papa we Domelevo. Domelevo has been the only outstanding auditor general we've had since the beginning of time. As vocal as he is very forceful and whatever. Yes, of course, he's got his ups and downs, all right. But then the question you want to ask is this: speed the pay free office. Today, the reason for which we are seeing a free office, yes, then retirement. There are people who are still sitting in offices today who are over-retired.
Even the board chairman of the Ghana Audit Service, the very
when it comes to boards, normally they can't one, they said that issue. But those in real public service, chief executives, normally they can't well, they should not clock that. Friends, at the age of 60, they should get out. Even though the Constitution allows 221. Okay, they are over 65, and they are still there. So why that this particular one on Nunu 60 was the own free one? Well, so all these things begins to raise questions. Well, no, say obi bufu na so no so kokoye bibia yes he boy but people na or no a create trouble no why don't we tell the person say stop what you are doing because their whole year no will create an opportunity for some stupid fool to go and pick up a gun and come and disturb all of us. It is all about the leader, and at times you want to ask yourself the question, powers na ye ma no. Some of the powers too are too much. And they say power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And yet be anything as I can say in your mouth. At times, your structures, structures now you put in place, I will say you to me, okay. Now, a year Jumayi. One of the problems we have in this country, any judiciary. So, judiciary should be the pivot of all our problems. They just think assemble now they call court. Time a court also did the assembly money free or no. These are things that are very, very crucial. Because me juma ye now because say my boss is being permanent into a find ways and means with the image. Okay? And I know I'm right. And I work to the judiciary. The judiciary shouldn't take more than 2-3 months to deal with such a matter. But then if it's going to take years, Nipa dream how he's going to survive for your friend is there because on your maybe on Drew pension level. Into the preparation towards staying at home, has not been put in place. Into maybe at the age of 40-45 years, and you're going to fight a case in court for probably 2 years before the court sees wisdom in your case and then say, no, you need to go back now. Well, how many people would then be prepared to stand up for the truth? So, and you might in KTB I mean, but there are crucial issues that we need to look at such that we do not get to those kind of levels.
Right. Okay. Edgar Medawasi, Kofi.
Yes, sir.
Do you think, sir, the African continent, you degenerates into further abyss? Do you think, sir, because we said, democracy is good for Africa, and our democracy are bad. And you take Ghana, for instance, and you are the beacon of democracy. Yeah. But we are seeing all kinds of problems, Mali, Guinea, and then account. Where do you see this going? And I think so. I wanted your comment on the commitment of ECOWAS with this particular issue. The situation in Mali. The Mali is not getting any better, even though ECOWAS has said whatever they want to say. Do you think that Guinea is likely to get better?
All right, so listen, the whole organization of ECOWAS, I think they failed. Okay, if they were legitimate and they knew what they were doing now, leadership in the region would not have failed. I'm totally not in agreement with the coup d'etat, but it tells you something. Their catcher on the leadership has failed. Now, what one more concerns are me mate and say President Manu who pay raise. Civil servants and ya pay raise and the fact that all those presidents change it and your constitution
to give him
which kind of like mirrors the young Ghana for you go through. Many say Ghana for be cool dear, which I don't think it's a way to solve a problem. But it tells you something fundamentally with the leadership of Africa for Peninful. Say, if you are serving your people and your people are happier, a coup d'etat will not be successful. Why not could you here? Are you cool? They make out as and also it be a whole segment of a conversation that we need to be having. Say, are our leaders really leading us? Are they serving us? Are they giving value to the people? Which is not the case. And Ghana, we're not getting the value of this leadership or any other leadership for that matter for the last 29 years. Your way of coup d'etat fix the country for you. So I say, fix the country was kind of like a peaceful coup d'etat, but we made a very strong statement that the Kosovo Ghana
you are part of that movement?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Now, who in their right mind would not be part of a fix the country?
I think they are not part of it.
And American, but they're not in their right mind.
So you're fixing the country movement.
Massa, fixing the country movement garbage. You don't need to be fixing the country after you've had 28 years of a chance to fix the country. You don't come back just because somebody starts a fix the country movement and say you're fixing the country. What happened in the last 28 years? Right?
Yeah.
We are serious about fixing. You know, you need to be a friend saying nudged. Say, Masa, and your man kuye and son waka say, oh, be fix the country. So I say, inti that's just concept to be a more and I'm fixing the country. Oh, you don't need to be listen, fix the country, you just need to go outside. They be at the American and say, I'm results based. Into Bibiano, show me the results. The results are you can't say you're fixing the country when you have over 1 million of your graduates unemployed. So I say your youth are running crazy on the streets, no jobs, then they would drive it, would do traffic lights, but and
on Thursday was in the Daily Graphic. My name is Edgar has had that experience before. On Thursday it's in the Daily Graphic.
So
and I have videos on my phone of Nkola who are supposed to be in school. They are begging. And these are the principal streets of Accra. Let me name them, then you continue. Udu Shiashi. One more. Oponglo. One more. Okay, if it's Oponglo Beba Shiashi, if it's Shiashi, but Kwashi. Is that Omo around the shopping mall area? Omonanamo. If you are Oba Opedia. Omo. The last point I'll be home once now with the Flagstaff House, 837 traffic lights, and I say, they are there. And these are in Kola. I mean, this is open a year. Everybody sees them, and everybody drives around them. But nobody cares. And that's a national security risk, if you ask me.
No, it's absolute. And now, me can say free SHS. I'm totally not in disagreement with free SHS, but the way I want to fast forward free SHS, what my meaning and the reason they say, Pia, one more intimate take part, no more take advantage of free SHS. And yes, and which I have met so many people that they can't even take advantage of free SHS. Wouldn't be because if you're a dean, Messia and Pia, almost year, Juma or Quahoniade, into Salcas will be free SHS. Not if you're a dean. A better no to me, as so to me, quite be no this cab befiena, ya de share, Niniano marker. If you are the papel, the mameu. If you or Yari and Abibi, sat there make out as it. Who ye free SHS? I think, sir, Sika, ye dish free SHM, free SHS, muno. Me personally, I don't think that makes sense. So you can still gradually elevate people into set one more between Abuao. Nana, the genius is set de Biano, Wobe empower Nipa. Na Nipa na be make your one decision as to what they think is good for them. But in case it will maybe that entitlement mindset, you see, because we are the gaps, and for people to take advantage, because there are different levels of people, they are at different levels of their life. Inti no, as a sort of no friend in their life. Won't make us say, hey, open more, 2 more beer more, independent more, but for people are, hey, they have insulin resistance, one more down the track to gain diabetes, and more might not be a good thing for them. So I say, inti woman is kind of dear, and I want access to benefits now. On one bit we make a decision, say, where they are mommy, where in your mommy. In college book one see, who could be, how many baby crowd one nam Zongo Johnson nominate a friend saying, Russia, wouldn't Russia? Wouldn't you call down some I said, Uncle, one more somehow because a more I actually before. One more some horse, a horn, one more that. How? Nobody is addressing that. Okay, free SHS. Really? It's a kind of security risk. Oh, no. How do you think these kids are going to grow up to be nice to you? One year. They are threats. Because, no, they are as a sort of experiencing love. You care for no school, on your 3 hard meals, on your baby, done no feel said, or also they're being loved. Nina aka humbio. Want to make us one aspect of a make us MPP approach to be BIA in isolation. Obia said Antina saying mune or may who your problems now FR specialists in metina in designing or minor where everything is being addressed. That is not how you build a nation. These guys don't have a clue. Meka, as I say, here who free SHS. And Colana good kwan but just you have 2 good card who say so that's not the way to run. How could we have one side free SHS, which it's not effective, right? It's not effective. yeah, top Pasco nominate San. Come on, who does that?
You disagree with Pasco?
Now
was Edgar
Now we need someone here to mount. Pasco,
I'm asking you a question. Maybe
it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense.
That's what I'm asking. It's not maybe so.
And it doesn't make.
Why? I didn't see. Why would you disagree with that?
Simple. You know, say. When graphic here, that he says, "Be a online." The same graphic, Uko Ministry say, "Go be a desk swap." A fat almond kind. So, any newspaper say, if 1% one more say yes, save sika, all you have to do is say you put it online. So you don't have to print the paper because print any distribution near you now, it costs money.
That's true.
That's true. So just think about the expense of ministries and offices that they be open your daily graphic. Now think about a portal they could log in www.Ghana News Today. Na newspaper be a penny eguso. Every morning be a newspaper companies na print it electronically. Na koguso. Do you know how much money that will save? I'm sorry, I must say, come on, these guys don't have the mental capacity to lead. What print it, Pasco? What will you see this year? Now, percent will update now. Like I said, print now, you're printing tons. Millions of tons of paper now. You knew a cry aside. You see, you're planting for trees. And I'm a boy.
Yeah.
Now, also
tree
planting. No, also your Pasco. I like to say trees are planting now. You didn't know your Pasco. I mean, just think about it. It just doesn't make any sense. Who runs this country? I want to just meet them and say, "Oh, you the person?" It doesn't make sense. No, he doesn't. The person doesn't have a clue what's going on. This is how you run a country. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, Pasco.
But Kofi, the reality on the ground, then is your ICT penetration is a problem.
Whose fault is that?
Yes, but that is the reality on the ground.
Who created that reality?
Kofi, and Koleya control BC SSC. Kofi, the entire life, who computer that?
Why fault? Well, buy our very free SHS.
And there two internet. So, but the other side now, I wanted to draw your attention, and I'm sure Edgar knows this. SSC results, NBC results. How do you check the results?
Exactly.
How do they check the results? You check on the internet. Results not bad. The same for an talk card. Over talk card. Now go check your results on the internet.
It is our same process.
Do passcode here to distribute passcode and I pass questions to everybody around the country. We can't put it on the internet.
The fact is, I say, again, I knew you could chime in too. The fact is, say, a pass, kono, crash, I say, and you're forward thinking. Now, who call anima with Chinahe? Who call anima with Chinahe? Oko anima as I say systems na changing. Your artificial intelligence, your innovate that Ghana. I never quite and then I'm me 8 never quite about I high and say on yet some be my or me 8 neka chairman say if you got to understand how people think and simple thing. Adeba Kwame who say you're lucky, innovative thinking, imaginative thinking, strategic thinking, critical thinking. So skills ni na unse ye chere. Ye mu pi no eno intina obi be wie wa graduate no ho ni fa so bia because ontumi nyi so adwene no. Ene a problem o. Onimade o wa tech wa graduate wa ye bibia nso ontumi enma ono ontumi hu said ye besi ayu so adwene no. Enye so are stupid o. But ye nkyere sa critical thinking, innovative thinking, imaginative thinking, sa ni skills no ye nkyere.
We're discussing a similar thing in Nanopa earlier on during the newspaper review segment. Edgar, meaning our time it was the same. In my time, you go to school, primary school, just after assembly. When you run classroom, you free be mental. Not teacher not tree about. 2 times 2 times 4. Once you don't have a response within 5 seconds, instantaneously now, I will say abana echo. But there are systems, there are techniques in learning how to play around numbers. Wow, there are techniques. I'll bet if you want to multiply a number here, what do you do? Open square root of this number. And that technique, once you get it, you can multiply any number and add any number and get the result. But we are not focused on the technique. But we are focused on
reflexiveness.
Exactly, instantly. Once and because of that, I went to school with people, and as I speak to you, they hate mathematics, and they never did well in mathematics. Not because the background ain't good, but the method it doesn't appeal to the person. Me, when I was in secondary school, as soon as I see my accounting lecturer, I get pissed off. But I never liked it. But when I got to the university, I realized that, but I could have done better in accounting because the modus operandi, the new lecture is different from the way I was taught previously. You know, and that was what gave me the clue. Say, no, if you can just change the system about how we impart knowledge, then we don't have a problem.
There are people who make school right? There are people one year geniuses at design and putting things together. One wouldn't know anything about math, and they don't have to. I didn't because you have a calculator. Why do you need to think and multiply things and know how when you have something a device that could do it for you? So I was saying, by ubehuna nkole every year be one year tester. As I said, which me I do. And the reason is it doesn't give any results. We want people to be functional, and yet set what the ability to spit out. Say you busy question. We are never electricity from here. Solar and then we have an abundance of everything. Yeah, we go around. The president of Dikai, he goes and begs. Oh, my mom is kasi. Oh, mommy, a friend say, vaccine. Vaccine, I don't know. You need Uncrofor Macotech. You need the Gucci nominate. You bet me develop research centers who Klumha. We have the people, we have the brains. I don't know, no, your focus. They be a fair plane cover because patch also will be my vaccine.
All right. My friend Edgar and Remo, now for the insurance issue. So, Edgar, any other comments on?
You see, first of all, there is a problem with Ghana for Ankasano. Because I so we can say at the beginning of the year, what is your target for the year? At the end of the year, what do you hope to achieve? Well, in Rawlins's time, and the Copa Vision 2020 by Kufo by Vision 2020 no na Kwanwa in about Vision 2012 and they call 10 they call 2015 or something. Me na Bichimuko Mahama 40 years development plan, a whole lot of things. Where are we going as a country? We don't know. There's a Adibechi na Adiasa, na Adiachi, na Adiasa. That is our lives.
Yeah.
But you see, the problem is this: when you have that creative mind, you see, it is your development is not based on your academic qualifications. School now go degrees. No. It is nothing. It is creativity. It's creativity that moves the world. So you can have people who will not even go to that school, but their creative minds, turn things round.
That's right.
Okay? Just look around us. You don't even need to see certain things. Bill Gates stopped school to do something creative, and it has taken the whole world. Jeff Bezos, he had to stop school to do something.
Yeah.
So you see, it tells you that the school is not the ultimate. It is the mind. How creative your mind can be. Say the meaning king. At the time now, Obi Adrian Bar so say, Yen Konkoya Pasco and print, best spend about 68 million on that. That 68 million could have still given you good infrastructure. So we cross in it. What do you need? What do you need? All you need is just one pole and put a solar panel there. At the end of the day, that solar panel, say the meaning if you ain't at the end of the day, the solar panel will bring electricity. Okay? And if it brings electricity, anyone with access to whatever device, you can get it. So the people you are saying say women need laptops. For all you know, they all even have phones.
Exactly.
Yeah? They have phones. And then all they need is that connectivity. They have the electricity there. Sika, yes, say, Ministry of the Communications and what have you. If you had even taxed this, your friend is saying, telcos, MTN, what's the name? Vodafone, name them. You tax them. Okay, you know what? For a certain level of tax rebates, we expect you to fiber optic all these areas. Yeah? So for the tax rebates, fiber optic all these areas. Within no time, they'll be able to do all these things for you.
But we already have the fiber optic backbone across the country.
And yet it's not all over. Say the Google Crampo, Google Africa Crampo. No. But then the point we are trying to say is that accessing the net, there are certain areas you cannot access the net. There are certain areas even when you are driving, ordinary phone calls, communication is a problem. Okay? So when you ask them to do all these things now, then you have that facility, that strength. Okay? In this modern world, e-learning was there. E-learning had began taking shape even before COVID. Okay? And it has now made it even more imperative to say the e-learning goes on. Say Zoom and all kinds of things are, coming up. Okay, you don't need to necessarily go into that physical presence in the block and then say you are in the classroom and what have you. You understand? So and you know the funny thing is this: all these things, and a creative mind they are about. Obi tiwana or dream in or yes, it didn't come from heaven. You see? So if somebody is thinking by the day and is able to do all these things, what stops us from also appreciating the fact to say the mind is the most important tool and therefore use it? Now, in terms of education, as Emekura Awoke, well, we have those we call late bloomers. Okay? Obi Ohonoma, at the beginning, additionally a problem, man. Oh, just because maybe that particular individual has a certain peculiarity be with or only brains into but after a certain period of time, probably after the next 20-30 years, you'll be amazed as to how his mind would immediately begin to process things, and he will even be better. He'll do better than those who had the first class and then what have you. So it is all about trying to use the brain and using it the right way. Your failure to use the brain rightly, what is the point in having professors, all kinds of lecturers who would only come to the lecture halls and give you grammar? When they are asked to do things practically, it becomes a problem. Okay? As an engineer, an auto engineer will tell you, okay, look, maybe lead A plus lead B will give you ignition, right? But I tell you, ask him to do it practically. Nipa not so kind no, we'll do it. Oh, your table so kind no, obeyama. Your tiko company no, obeyama, because at the end of the day, it's the results you are looking for. Oh, in the say else machine here, Juma, you don't have to come and give me your professor theories. And start giving me physics equations and things. The point of the matter is that the machine must work. Whoa, in Juba, I mean, what is your use? But as I said, go and bring the man from Kokompe. Go and bring the man from Swami Magazine. Bring the guy from Aboso Kind. Obey work yama, and the machine will work. Such a person, you don't want to value the person because unkra degree. Oh, Ghana for no. In fact, Africans, no. We believe in degrees more than what the individual's mind can do. Until when I'm saying parliament crash, yes, I point to be a CV bra. Obi to me the CV 34 pages in call. Okay, the first 10 pages here qualifications in winner. Okay, I asked the question the other day. Say, Eja Martinamidu has been vetted twice as a deputy attorney general, vetted once as an attorney general.
Yeah.
Now you're appointing a special prosecutor. What has changed in his CV? They waste 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours was wasted on his CV.
That's the kind of country.
That is it. So not until you get the right people in leadership who will tell you, say, it is not about what you are holding, but it is what you can do that matters now. We shall be wherever we are.
Okay, my main kinkai, the messages be about now. Men picking Kofi's thoughts. Then we'll move to the issue of insurance, any payments via the National Insurance Commission. They have to just say accident victims who cannot show proof of income. Edgar Redu Edi Sasemnichi, and I hear say it is a subject of a court litigation. What exactly is his interest? That was our assessment. So so we say I think SIM cards re-registration should be done once and for all, and it should be done by the service providers and not politicians in the country. This has to be a private sector initiative. Ablade, if you are Kuma Zongo Takrade, before we go, Meteki, my guest take on this SIM card re-registration. We'll discuss that matter here. Guinea coup attempt should be a lesson to some government who don't want to leave office after their tenure. Ghana should take notes from the Guinea counterparts. Abladefia Kumazongo Takrade. Kwakwa say what has happened in Guinea should send a very strong signal to all African leaders who are so corrupt and those who think they have all the knowledge and wisdom in their heads. They should be warned that the youth are now vigilant and awake. And it can happen to my country, Ghana, as it can happen to any other African country. So, red alert. Where's a president who cannot even appoint his own MCEs in 9 months after he was sworn in as president, and only what he knows is to enjoy in the air at the expense of Ghanaians. Abba, what a liability president. Here, Meshak Asante, Ewo Abuso Kai, correct call Zakaria, Ewo Sunyane, was the Mama will surely come. No matter what, you will hate him for nothing. His works are breathing. As he's thanking the 6 million and over people that voted for him. As for Opana, he's just wasting the taxpayers' money on corruption. Never again MPP. Guinea coup and house arrest is a warning to other African leaders. Greetings to Kwame Edu, you say. Well, it's a good morning. I'm enjoying your education on bipolar disorders. The clinical expert is on top of the issues. I love your outfit, Madam Host. Okay, that was earlier on. Having a discussion on bipolar with your doctor. Abbas Amogobo Fenso, say good morning. My advice to Ghanaians and the youth in particular, please be patient. 4 years is just around the corner. Changing government through the ballot box is still the best. Mystic Wonder in Sawam Edwejiri was the inept, corrupt, and treacherous Nana Addo regime is the real definition of insensitivity, incompetence, corruption, nepotism, and he's in a state of confusion. That's why he has failed to name his MMDCs till today. The educational system is crumbling. Cost of living is unbearable. We are in a state of insecurity. Prices of goods and services are skyrocketing, and the center cannot hold. Jerry Amwa Ewo Ekumfi Nakwa was a good morning, Mr. Host. Greetings to the Ekumfi MPP members. Very good work done by the MPP government. Ghana is being fixed under the MPP government led by Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. The legend Minister of Agriculture is doing the magic, making sure that enough food for our consumption is produced, and also for our factories under 1D1F. The legend, Dr. Owuswe Friyokoto. Akoto, thank you. I'm not supposed to pass comments on messages I'm okay most of them, but sometimes, well, I don't know. I don't know what really goes into typing some of these messages, but it's the beauty of democracy. Down below, our Brimsu Ape Wasika was say the body of the dead is a warning to the living. If I may ask, what brought about a coup in Guinea? The situation could be likened to that of Ghana. Hardship, political vindictiveness, sycophancy, high unemployment, elitism, election rigging, etc. These are the things that occasioned the unfortunate events in Guinea. Our president must learn lessons from the Guinea example. We want peace. Regards to Dr. Nana Ama Brankwich. For those of you saying, say, Ghana must take a cue from Guinea, no? I don't know what you understand by a coup d'etat, but the best way you can always change a government is through the ballot box, because those who have lived to see the repercussions of a coup d'etat will tell you, say, it is not a good thing. So I think that we should be careful. And Ghana should take a cue. Ghana should take a cue. Ghana should take a cue. On penny or man, and I just wait 4 years and vote against him. But if you keep saying these things, excuse my language, one idiot will pick up a gun one day and put all of us in danger. Democracy now, it may not be perfect, but it is better than living under a military rule. Trust me. Take this from me. Said this democracy, no matter how porous and unfunctional and dysfunctional it is, it is better than living under a military regime through a coup d'etat. It will put people's investment at risk, it will put people's education at risk. All kinds of things can happen under a coup d'etat. Never wish for a coup d'etat. Wait for 4 years and vote against him. But don't say it could happen in Ghana. I mean, let's not encourage people who just want to foment trouble. Because I'm telling you, a coup d'etat would not be good for anybody. Nobody's safe.
I think one of the areas you can help is the messages relating to that. You don't even read.
That's
them.
right.
You
right.
tell them that, look, I won't read your message because it's something not acceptable.
Right.
Don't let even read it. That's it.
Charles Mensah, Ewo Asaman Kasi, was saying the government is only into worsen the problem of Ghanaians, so we shouldn't be surprised at all about the current mess. At least their utterances and actions over the years clearly shows they came to punish Ghanaians for the mistake they committed in 2016 by bringing them to power. Much lessons learned. Surely the electorate will do the needful to save Ghana come 2024. May the messages in the see. I might back and kind the rest of the messages, but let me move on to my second discussion. But Kofi, if you have anything to add to what Edgar said, otherwise you can move to the
I mean, issue. Listen, you have 10 seconds of fame every 4 years. You go into a booth and you use your thumb to say exactly what you want. How could you possibly not want to do that and talk about a coup d'etat? I think that people who talk about coup d'etat, you're lazy in thinking because you don't want to take responsibility. You want somebody to go do your dirty work and then see the country crumble. We don't want to the country to crumble. We want the country to elevate its game. You have 10 seconds. Register when time comes and registrations are open, and then go into the booth and make the choice. Don't wish for a coup d'etat so people are dispositioned. No, that's not the right thing to do. Ghana, you need problem. Your problem need leadership. But leadership, 4 years be out to me, it decided. So,
okay. All right. We'll resort to that one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We'll wait for the ballot box in 2024. Edgar, I know in your professional work you've been in the insurance industry for a long time. You are one of the big players and Ebano consultancy on insurance and insurance issues. You are more knowledgeable than many people out there. What is this issue with this insurance a year? National Insurance Commission said accident victims will be getting 6 cities 20 pesos for 1 year. Why are you fighting this in court? I'm told you're in court. If that is true, why are you fighting this in court? What is the case? What is the idea now? Was suggesting buying and the National Insurance Commission to do about the issue of motor traffic accident victims? I need to kick out. Edgar, you have the floor.
First of all, we need to understand one thing. One thing, and it's nipe biya wo pie efri wo fie aba abonten a bi obi hu biya no eye obi ade. The moment you leave your house and you step into the street, everything you meet out there belongs to somebody.
That's true.
a human being, a traffic light, a street light, a container, somebody's tabletop, a goat, a cow, a dog, cat, a obidia. Now, so far as what the car and no, the possibility of you running into any of these items is high. Now, as I say, and you money be wo honoma. Yen said that any value they to so no. To say nipa no. And in Tina, the state makes it compulsory for any user of a motor vehicle to have insurance. And the whole idea is that if all of us have insurance now, it means that we are all contributing into a pool. Sikani na bekwa kugu one pool. Into unfortunate now will be prepra as a result of the carelessness of somebody. Now insurance for night are compensating these people. That is why insurance is compulsory. It is just for the purpose of making sure, say, those who may suffer as a result of somebody's negligence or a purely accidental matter. And that results in the car somersaulting, and people will get injured, some may die. So there is a pool, and we take money from that pool and compensate. Now, what is happening is this. This matter has become like between the insurance company and the victim or the victim's representative. Okay? So what happens is, say, if I am involved in an accident, because of my knowledge and my what have you and blah, 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 I can negotiate a bigger figure for myself.
Okay.
Now, yen we be a sabio or ye equia ni farmer be or baby, and na kaya you be track pusher be, or no, na more than one hang in which way then. Ababet now we need now one negotiate. Into for instance, the injury nipa na sustain and the normal when you put everything together, the man should probably be collecting about 80,000. But because he hasn't got anybody by his side, he doesn't even know how to start it from. Or but now we need my house, I remember 5,000. I mean, only capacity, he cannot negotiate it, he cannot do anything. So you take advantage of his weakness, and then you, the insurance company, you pay the person 5,000. Whereas under normal circumstances, if you had put it on a certain pedestal now, you'll be collecting about 80,000. And no, law nature is a law. To avoid these kind of things, such that some will be successful, some will not be successful, come out with a formula. Okay? So when you come out with a formula now, then what happens is that mathematics mental 2 times this and whatever. But then if you know the formula, all you just do is you put in the variables. Into the variables the variables now, and one can start the figure at the end of the day. They said simultaneous equation here and I say whatever. So the question has been given to you. You know what to add. So when you do all the calculations now, then you get the answer. So it does not become a decision of you, the insurer, to say this is how much I'm going to pay you, because the formula has been approved, and the formula itself brings out the figure. So we all know. Now when I was a woman, and no decided say that now we can. Oma decided say instead they say you better acquire formula now you who figures a bit at the end of it, because when you do the formula you don't know the figure until the incident happens and then you put it in. But in this particular case you've got to say obi ewua obi wua na say oni eyire anase ekunu anase na wo for eni ho in no ni ba mobile money 5,000 pesos ya fa go see no na say owo eyire anase ekunu a Mobile man at 30,000. Say, only dependents in so I forget it. Our dependents in so 25,000. Then you have qualified the dependents. You've qualified the dependents to be biological parents and children or adopted legal children. Then this is the people you classify as dependents. And I'm saying, sir, at times when we are doing some of these things, do we think very deep into it? Minya, we are in this country. We know this country and our cultural systems. Obi Ogonuma, maybe at the age of 7, 8, ni papa ni mami nyina ewu. Ni nwa panyi bi na ebe fa no. No ahwe no. Ana ne wofa bi be so ni mu. No ahwe no. Ne se wa bi be fa no. Okay? And then these people struggle as much as whatever it is, take these boys or girls through school, and then na itroma ba bitina wo mo na so. It is so far as the children are concerned, no. These are their parents or the people who are their whatever. Also, what I say, because they are not biological parents, you pay no compensation. That is not how our culture system works. You get it?
Yeah.
Now, Osi Obia Kunya accident. We pray. Now, Asa say the person cannot provide a pay slip to show that the person pays income tax. You give that person 6 cedis a day, which means if the person could have provided the pay slip, it means he's entitled to something higher. Listen, if the person has a pay slip, then he will get what is actually due him. But because the person hasn't got a pay slip to show that he pays income tax, then you reduce it to 6 cedis a day.
But that is not too realistic, because 6 cedis a day, and I'm wondering, say, because this is someone who is even disabled as a result of accident.
That is the point I am making.
So you would have expected, say, at least more. The payout will be bigger.
Beyond that, so I'm asking, say, yes, there are people who may have pay slips, and there are people who genuinely do not have pay slips. So let's take, for instance, our pensioners. Our pensioners do not have pay slips. They are only made to understand how much they are entitled to at the beginning of the time. And they too, by virtue of it being pensions, they are tax exempt. So how would you take care of such people? And you say because they cannot produce a pay slip showing income tax, then it means that if they should have collected probably 500 cedis a day, because of that, you are reducing it to 6 cedis a day. Then the next thing is this. So when you're lucky, now we name do crap no, because you are not working. You need any gainful employment. Now to say over 1 million people are sorry. Anopa, they are walking in the streets going to look for jobs. Okay? I'm off with school. Womuna, obi dini CV koha, we koha. Such people, they haven't got a job. Now, in the process of going to look for a job, naka bono nani nine bua. What say because only Juma branch on the womb fee, So you want to ask yourself, say, I mean, so human beings sat down to do this. Well, say nipa and that's not say and the woman dream boom and yes when your person a year to Ghanaians.
Edgar, when did the National Insurance Commission did this directive by when?
They brought it out in July.
July this year.
July this year.
Okay.
To take effect from 1st September this year.
Okay. And
I wrote to them. On the 27th of July and told them, say, look, this is not what the law is asking you to do. It is our secular namodia call out to say, you want this thing to come into being on the 1st of September. Withdraw this thing. Let's come back to the table and understand what the law is asking of us. Oh, Master.
They didn't respond?
Oh, Master, Say me minister. Now can be minister na me try abo. Say your move be poor no. Me minister. Who am I? They are big men.
But in the spirit of accountability, it is only proper.
They don't realize that they are sitting in an office. They forgot that they are sitting in. It's just courteous. Thing that I see, when you have a leader must be humble enough to know that he's rendering service to the people. You are sitting in a state office. Someone has seen a fault in something you are doing. He calls your attention to it because you think you're a big man. You drive in V8, you drive in this, so you don't respect anybody. And I'm saying, okay, if that is the case, I'll bring you down. So now I go to court. Now when the court calls, that one day you respond.
Am I responding to the court issue?
Of course they've responded, but they've not been able to even file. That the injunction is on. The injunction is on. Now that one you respect. But if, for instance, at the time I Kasa and I call with let's talk now, we would not have gotten to this level. But because you think you are big and nobody can talk to you, now the court is talking to you.
Has the court granted you the injunction?
Yes, the court has granted.
It's not been implemented.
It's not been implemented until we finish the case.
Okay.
You get it?
Okay.
And now the court is going to interpret that section well. And if the court interprets it, then we'll come to what they are doing and then ask the questions. Oh, there's a utie and your money beer. Whoa, what kind are they now sharing the issue and your memoir? You ask us, what are these people doing? Just say what you want to just make money for the insurance people or what? And by so doing, are you aware? Say, oh yes, you are killing the interest of insurance in the minds of the Ghanaian public. Yes, because whatever you are doing, it puts them off. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you something. There is this case. There's this case at court. Now, it's when you read a judgment, it's so. I don't even know the right way to use to qualify. This man lost his manhood through an accident. He lost his manhood through an accident. He asked for 400,000 Ghana cedis as compensation.
He's a nice man.
He asked for 400,000 Ghana cedis as compensation.
400,000.
The case went to the High Court. The High Court gave him 20,000.
Wow.
He not being satisfied, he went to the Court of Appeal. And in fact, until I read the judgment of the lady, her ladyship, what was the name? Well, the name will come. This lady, a Court of Appeal judge, she described how important the penis is, the manhood. In her judgment, she described that, just say, if your manhood is not functioning there, then just say, oh dear, you are better as a dead human being. This woman described it so how very important it is. And no. She upped the 20,000 to 140,000. The man, not satisfied with the 140,000, still wanting his 400,000, went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, the Chief Justice presiding, looked into the matter, read the opinion of the Court of Appeal lady judge, read it well, and said, now, if this is what the whole thing is, and the woman has explained how important the manhood is, they threw his 400,000 cedis away. The Supreme Court threw it away and gave him 632,000.
Wow.
It just no prayer from the Supreme Court. This thing I happen to reading from what even the Court of Appeal lady has said. The 400,000 you are asking for
is even too small.
Is even too small. So the Supreme Court itself came up with a table, and when they did everything, at the end of the day, 632,000 was given to this man. Now, let me just give you one simple scenario here. Assuming what the insurance company, the National Insurance Company, want to do. So they give somebody maybe 20,000, and the person is not satisfied. He goes to court. When he goes to court and the courts are worth 600,000, then what it simply means is that the National Insurance Committee says we'll pay you 20,000. So now the remaining 580, you have to go and collect it from the one who was driving the car.
Wow.
And how many people can pay? So if you have 10, 50, 100 of such cases, how many people can pay?
Wow.
That is why the insurance is compulsory,
Right.
so that we build a bigger pool,
Right.
such that when matters of this nature comes, you go into the pool and bring it. Right. But then if now you are going to cap it, if you cap it now, then it means anything outside the figure you, the NIC, give, must fall to the victim. What kind of chaos are you going to bring into the system? Do they even understand the whole concept of what they are talking about? If you understand the whole concept of that whole animal called insurance, you'll not be talking like this.
Right. Edgar, you remember back now, you share the issue of insurance in Ghana, and I want Ghana, the Shema is on my cover view ever Ghana's #1 television station. CTV, Jerry Reading Aguso, Ocean, and from Anaya, I jump Edgar Redu, our insurance marketer. Could we grant our independent presidential candidate aspirant Edgar for this man? Yes,
yeah, so now we want to look at something here. You want to ask me the fishermen in this country, the fishmongers in this country, the farmers, the truck drivers, the Kayanu, what? Tomato sellers, yam sellers,
carpenter, steel bender.
All these people
within the informal sector.
Who has a pay slip? So you are saying, sir, because they don't have pay slips, what is actually due them, they have to be denied. And then I feel now your income tax collector, my friends, the Ghana Revenue Authority, and answered it. And what has income tax got to do with Obia Wipra? Or you due for compensation? What has income tax got to do? In fact, this income tax thing, kutua champon, in a koffer buy. But in the Rawlins's era, they abolished it. So I am surprised that in the year 2021, when we should be progressing, you are rather sending us to retrogression. When a law is coming to being, the existing law is there, the new one should be a progressive one on the old one. But you don't expect the new law rather to be retrogressive. And that is what is happening in this country. And it was so amazing that when you look at some of these things, Parliament could sit down and come up with such a law. The whole 275 human beings in Parliament sat down and agreed that somebody should use the stroke of a pen to override what? A law. A law which only another law can repeal. You are now saying that somebody can just sit in his office, take a paper and pen and write. And then what he says now will throw away a law that is existing.
Right.
I can't believe this.
Okay. Kofi, can you believe this?
Nana,
Insurance.
you live in a country, we build roads without sidewalks. Most of the drivers don't even know how they got their licenses because DVLA is compromised. We put up public buildings without sprinkler systems. Most of the cars on the roads are not even roadworthy. And then you want to pass liability on to the citizen. Does it make sense to you? I mean, does it make sense? Insurance commission, no one wants insurance and that's it. One more matters here, one more plotty side friend and insurance liability as I say a co the ukra if you no honor. One more tears here. One more tears here say as I said 1 year limits to say the Edgar King. Say upra not prane ye a prebia sika say now beji say wako school. So we pay slip, say we need pay slip, say now beji. Na say obia ono no feel say me no sa limit near the amount say 25,000, say 100,000, say 200,000 and so me and I SSM me. They have a right to say on no abe fan a lawyer. No the beko court, no obe pray say me na ye pray ye na me a professional athlete. Me de get $1 million a year. Na me pray no my depriving my family of sa income no intine SSM mo compensate me an amount a year consistent to lifestyle na me wo ansa na me pray no. Nkrofo pi wo ho no ma wo mu di sika e bi otifie wa graduate thanks to this useless government. Oni adwuma inti no no ano ye na adwuma ono ye na adwuma na onya ne bibi kakra di no only pay slip inti e fra omo e friend say independent contractor only pay slip independent contractor so ono ano ye na adwuma no no anu tua no hoka inti e no no na che say only pay slip inti wonye qualify for liability. Come on. Listen, these guys are not thinking. Does it make sense to you? I mean, first of all, Nana, my main cancer show. Answer krana, you best start justification of liability, no. As I said first, I quite basa tantaina. Impayinfo ye de ama moam nkrofo de wo ma ye no a wo ma nye ni ye wiase ba bia ye du ye kwan a ye ni sidewalks enso ye bicycles enam krom bicycle no nam ba bia car afa no lane de he wo wiase na hu sa nkrofo enam kwan hu wo be he na nipa kro no nam kwan ho onam kwanum because gutter eneda ne right and on the left insuo fin gum ontumi any baby or benanti. So contractor de kwana man no Inti how then do you just say before I starting a crown we're creating a situation for the pedestrian to be exposed. Say car mono. Na car body we are say only paycheck into we in Chiaka. I mean seriously? Come on. When na you do matter say one more enquiry decision na allotted amounts here, they ma nkrofo 1 more year involved in an automobile accident.
So what should be the remedy to this particular problem? What should be the remedy?
Obviously, the people who have sat down to construct idea with, they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. Number one, you have to solve a problem now. Number one, governments acquire musino, monya sidewalks so many pa, no more faso, send a car more because most of the desire injuries here at that level, no. See because car bunker for on the side.
No. Let me just, no. You see, we have different levels of accidents. Pedestrians, fine. There are situations where cars drive into people's homes.
Yeah.
Or till if you're genuine, he's not even on the streets.
Yeah.
And I'm saying,
but let me give you a fair idea so you understand the kind of problems that people face here. The other day, say, Dansuman, gata kakraka. A car crossed over the gutter, entered into somebody's room. So it is not a question of just even walking. We are having head-on collisions.
Yeah.
We are having situations where a tire bursts and the car somersaults. And the next thing is this. It has happened a few times on the motorway. You see the speed on the motorway. Something just goes wrong. Before you are aware, 10, 20 cars, bang, 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 bang. Yeah. So it is not about just sidewalks issue.
No. Men can say a sidewalk, but Edgar, they may kind of say an accident is an accident, regardless of how it comes. Say, Gabehuri Mountain, say Befa Yasio at the end, you know, Obi nipe bi out in the baby ancestor and Kuprani prayer. That's my bottom line. What you say? But me can say enyansa for tenase say you perceive heard the inception of how these things happen. Number one, road barriers, sidewalks, near Sanuman we should be in order. And no minimize it our problems here. Because when to me can't say car and nam motorway swap bam or top auto mo and the tire pyro. So I can quiet to say autobahn and can tie by pipe. Can tie empire. Anna, and can tire shen tires and I'll call DVLA, one more failing inspection. no koto new tires hyɛ and car 40 miles per hour no the tire nem pai inti number 1 DVL for FALE a problem ɛsɛ yɛhwɛ because cars pie nam kwan so no ɛnyɛ roadway de ɛsɛ ɛnam kwan so ɛno kan be na accident never. Number 2 roads and your friends and for one more akwan one failure because akwan na ɛsɛ potholes wutomu a etumi to car wutumi lose control na ɛno na cause accident inti mo pese musi ade na no a saa ne obani na ɛsɛ yɛhwɛ ɛsɛ roads ɛnam ho no yɛyɛ sidewalks wonam laboni wonam ha say kra sidewalks in here baabi ani kran a wɔma yɛ sidewalks ɛyɛ complete sidewalks ɛnam ho no wɔma yɛ kra mpo a ɛnyɛ your friends say disability compliant just say akwa ye no ye nuanom a wom de wom adi dem de ye nwene wom kra say wom de ye ma wom access udu baby no ramps we inti enu ne na exposes the person the citizen inti mo pese mo ye na mo so ade na no a munye ne yie say ye wonyansa na mo fanya ne yie that's my point. And why no na awie no na wo tena ho a wo de policy no so e de to akwan mu no you have to understand say Ghana because of informal sector and the fact say the same government na causes our problem yi e ma nipa adwuma no nkrofo pi wo ho no ma wo mo hwe wo mo ho say if you are a caring government what would to be provided now to me yet changes amendments insurance mu ye bet to me aiden ye be cover some crofo yi obi onom kra oni adwuma ye 4-5 years oni adwuma ye otontos won kwan ho obi de car kobo no a esese wutumi mana a lifestyle for the life of them now so I disabled that ye bet me dia hwe no into insurance limits no number 1 esese number 1 wo kwaji insurance wo insurance wo ye driver wo ye automobile operator no esese wo no wutumi chia a certain amount na call into some type of a mutual fund, a hedge fund mu and no ye separate fund a ye create say encounter liabilities home but a separate fund one ye covered by way of ye nim how they get on the road and get into cars one be cause accidents no one so one ko probia and no say fund na ye na ye driver wo kwan ho no ese ye tua foto bi tum na ye de hwɛ sa ankrofo no come on, who does these things?
Right. I will humbly suggest some messages coming in. I'll humbly suggest this type of desk be banned from all schools in Ghana. Again, an appeal should be made so we can help do that. Thanks. Okay, I'm sure say you are reacting to videos now. Made a buy. Kweku Francis Ekumfi Braboto was another is fixing the country. Cocoa Farmers Pension Scheme starts in days. The pilot registration for the enrollment of about 1.5 million cocoa farmers onto the National Pension Scheme is set to start next week, Monday. Okay, but this is an old message, August 23rd. You say this is ahead of the rollout of the full scheme for the 2021 cocoa season. This is a long one. I'm not sure if I can read all. Nana Kwame and Koko Kwamang. I can't read all. Messaging is too long. You would have to shorten it. I've read both statements from AU and ECOWAS condemning the attempted coup in Guinea when 83-year-old Alpha Conde fraudulently determined the constitution against the will of the people and subsequently went ahead to rig the elections to favor his third-term bid against the will of the people. The AU and the ECOWAS remained unconcerned. We witnessed the number of lives that were lost during this period of Alpha Conde's incessant thirst for power, but we did not either hear the AU or ECOWAS expressing disapproval or condemning unreservedly the political oppression or suppression that was perpetrating against the will of the people. The statement read by the leader of the takeovers, Mamadi Dambuya, that necessitated the coup d'etat. They have that in common with other African countries being led by these old crooks with less vision for the youth. Kwame, your text is too long. I will not read the rest of them. Let our African leaders learn a lesson from what has happened. Okay, fine. Jagos from Insawam. Well, say, I hope Ghanaian politicians are taking a note of, look, whatever has happened in Guinea, it's not necessary for you to say you hope the leaders are taking a cue, because you don't want that happening in your country. I mean, you don't want that. We can say, oh, but who say what down for about you share since you say with you, but that's not in this context. Not a coup d'etat. Never wish. Never even pray for it. Gentlemen, we need to go. We have 1 minute to go. So Edgar, maybe more 30 seconds to wrap up, and then we go.
Oh well. So basically, I mean, relating to this matter, we are how do you call it? We are only hoping that they come to their senses and then do what is expected of them.
Right.
It's a whole big issue that they need to understand.
Right.
And if they fail to do what is right again, we shall definitely take them up.
Okay, Kofi, we need to go 30 seconds.
Nana, listen, it's evidence that in insurance they're not versed. So this is simple. This is so simple. You take the best practices from countries who have really mastered this thing, and then you alter it a little bit to fit whose situation. But answer now, and say who say factors are one more day, no so present to her.
Okay.
To me, yes, I do. We roads, I said the IEA or casting yet roadworthy. Say, oh, but yes, come on.
Okay. Kofi Cranton, independent presidential aspirant 2024. Edgar Redu, insurance marketer. These two gentlemen, made discussion. Amadou Tuareg, Sir Menkancher, the constituency chairman, Comrade Stephen Ofusojare, said, "Oh, we should know a happy birthday." And then this one is from me to someone very special, AC Palmer. Tomorrow is her birthday. Happy birthday in advance to AC Palmer. It was for her. And the Jumediano, ABC, and Anope. Thank you so very much for joining us from your homes and also from your Facebook pages at my CTV GH. From me, I am Adrempa. It was a fancy number called Mamen Cow. Some me a bokasia me minute to do. Bonsu and Chimina Duku. My once na public from where before I'm Rukra. Betting you. Ghana de Shamai. Macamo. Yeah.